our Indians, they take a lot of debt, family debt, and come here, work 2 or 3 jobs, jobs like, washing the dishes in restaurants, putting the gas in the gas stations, those type of works. They do those kind of things to fund their education, and then they join the startup, and then they learn the tricks 2 or 3, and then they start their own company. All that effort is packaged into this 12-week program. So you don't have to come to United States. You don't have to go through the gas stations and pump the gas. You don't have to work in the restaurant and wash the dishes. You don't have to go to school here. You don't have to work in the startup here. You will get all that in a condensed capsule form, and it will literally make you an Elon Musk with this program. So Elon Musk is going to Mars. Let him go to Mars. We have the, Venus is another human habitable planet we could go, or we could even, go to the nearest star, Alpha Centauri, and explore that. The whole cosmos is available for exploration. And the steam engine, gave the Europeans, steam engine and gunpowder are the ones that gave the Europeans, to go to all these different continents and, colonize them. But now we will have, a number of tools available. The fusion-based portable reactor is coming up pretty soon. And if that's available, you not only can go to any planet, but you can also go to the different stars and their planets around those stars and all that. The whole cosmos is open for you, for your exploration. Your mind and your imagination are the only constraining factors. And let me tell you, the Muslim invasions and the British colonization killed all our culture and all our things in the India. And that basically the educational system we got from the British is a colonial type of education system that will make you a clerk, a good clerk, follow the instruction, do the work, that type of thing. But it's not going to create make a creator. If you really look into our history and all that, India was 33% GDP 250 years ago, before the invasions and before the colonization happened. 33% of the world's GDP is India. India has the potential, has the tools and technologies available to become the creators. I like you to become a creator, not a clerk. And you will learn through this program to become a creator who will produce goods and services that's needed for India to solve problems and to make the world a better place. That's the kind of creator you will become. And money will come automatically. Elon Musk didn't want to, become the richest person in the world. He didn't go and do this. He had this desire to, he had this curiosity to learn about the universe, and he read books. And then he realized the whole universe is going to end with either one of the two things. Either an asteroid hits the Earth, everything goes away, or if a nuclear war breaks out between Russia and United States, everything goes away. So he wanted to preserve our life. And that's why he said we need to be an interplanetary species, and we will go on to the Mars. And systematically is working towards that. He started a Tesla, he started SpaceX, and several other companies. But ultimate aim is he wants to make money out of all this and ultimately send the people to Mars. So he is working with a vision, with a purpose, and he realized this purpose and realized this vision as he was curious and reading lots of books and all that, and that's why he did come to this. So India, with all the things that are available like yoga, meditation, and the leaders in understanding our inner being, nobody understands what the inner being better than India and Indian spirituality in the world. And, there are people like Mark Polo and all those who visited. They said, India is the best country in the world that understood how the inner being works, how the human inside being works. So India has those tools and concepts. So I like you to take advantage of all that. And more importantly, set your vision bigger than yourself and help the communities, people around you, and money will come automatically. And become a creator, become a problem solver, become innovator. So this program, take it seriously. Every session you attend, you grasp like a sponge everything that's happening. You may not understand or grasp 100%, but even if you understand 5%, it will make a difference. And we are, as an IIT alumni, myself, Alok, and several others, we want to give back to our country. IITs have given us good education. We did our education at no cost to us. I mean, I spent over $250,000 to send my daughter to the college here. I did not pay a single dime in India. So that's the kind of education, and that's the kind of thing that I got from India. So we're all in the mood to give back and help the country, become the leader like 250 years ago when India was 33% of the world's GDP. We want to reach that state, and that's possible. And these kind of programs will make that happen. And that's why we are partnering with the IITs and IIMs. And the benefit you get out of this program is you get a certificate from Moonpreneur and either IIT or IIM, and that will put you into fast track. More importantly, you meet the people, you make the connections with the Silicon Valley and the people in the Silicon Valley, and they all will help you. And the incubation centers coming up across all over the country will help you incubate your ideas. So I wish you all success. Think of becoming a creator, not a clerk. Don't work for somebody. I mean, if you want to work for somebody, learn, say, sometime the tricks of the trade, but ultimately you should aim in your life to become a creator, to be a problem solver, and to make a difference to the humanity and the world and to the cosmos. So if you can do that, we will make this India as the largest economy in the world and regain the glory of India before the invasions and before the colonization. And 33% of the GDP we got to aim. And that was the India before. And it is quite possible. And look at what's happening in the world with the Indians. You got Sundar Pichai, you got Satya Nadella, you got Rishi Sunak, and we got Vivek Ramaswamy, who is now making waves in India, in the US elections. So Indians have that infinite potential. We just have to realize it. We just have to tap that. And we just have to believe in ourselves, understand our inner being, understand the connection with the universe. Everything falls in place. Thank you. And back to you, Riti.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a motivational words. And, while listening to you, it seems your vision and your motivation is going to change the saying. Now it's going to be universe is the limit, not sky is the limit.
Yep.
Thank you for making that possible, sir. Now I would like to invite my next speaker. Chakrapani sir. So Chakrapani sir over here is the Director General AP HRD Institute. Chakrapani sir, please join us everyone please join us in welcoming Dr. Chakrapani sir. Sir, please kindly share a few words.
Thank you very much. And I'm really delighted to be in the presence of a very passionate exhaustionist. He has been exhorting people for the last 4 or 5 years that I've been associated with, Mr. Dave Villapati. And I'm also very happy that Mr. Sailesh and Mr. Alok Jain from Moonpreneur. And I also appreciate that Mr. Hitendra Kumar Singh from IIT Patna has been very active in organizing this program. having retired about 11 years back from the Indian Administrative Service, I now find working with an institution like the Andhra Mahila Sabha, a very rich institution in terms of the charitable work that it is doing. As some of you may be knowing, this institution was established by Dr. Durgabai Deshmukh, the former member of the Constituent Assembly and a member of the Planning Commission. Her husband, Dr. C.D. Deshmukh, was the finance minister of the country. This institution was established in 1938, and it has provided education to thousands of young girls, education, skill development, and real empowerment for girls' education in both the Telugu-speaking states as also in Chennai, which is part of Tamil Nadu. I have been associated with these programs for the last 3 years, and I've had the opportunity of participating along with students of the IIITs, Sri Venkateswara University, and also the Padmavati Mahila University in Tirupati. Now, I'm really delighted that as many as 200 students of the Andhra Mahila Sabha, thanks to the very generous support being given by Mr. Day, are taking this program, and about 150 of them with the IIMs of Lucknow and Udaipur, and 50 from the IIT Patna. I entirely agree with Mr. Day that we need to make full use of these opportunities being provided by very prestigious national institutions and international organizations in the shape of S2 Tech. I request all the students to be attentive, attend all the programs, make full use of them, participate in as many items as possible, give expression to yourself. There may be occasions when you may not feel adequate to express a particular view, but then the whole program is to train you up. As you know, the MSMEs are really zooming. A lot of employment is being created in the medium and small scale industries of this country. They're now emerging as the major employment avenue for most of the youngsters. So make full use of the sessions. You are getting the best of speakers from both the Silicon Valley and elsewhere. It's a rare opportunity for students, and I really appreciate the national institutions in reaching out to people who are not very well endowed. I'm glad that a number of IITs are able to reach out to students who are in different institutions. I see that happening by the IIT Chennai, IIT Hyderabad, and now IIT Patna. Similarly, IIMs have also been able to reach out to those who are in other institutions, both government and private charitable institutions. As far as the Andhra Mahila Sabha is concerned, we have about 2,000 students from all disciplines. We are now trying to give them the best of opportunities in terms of setting up their units. And we are luckily in a state like Telangana, where the government is focusing enormously on establishing new industries, giving encouragement to entrepreneurs. The T-Hub is very active. A number of institutions like the IIT Hyderabad have also set up their own innovation centers. In addition, there are national institutions like the IICT, CCMB, etc., which have their own innovation centers where a lot of support is being given. I'm sure that the professional inputs that are given in this program would be of great help to the students. I will certainly be happy in looking at the program now and then, maybe once a week, once in 2 weeks. I have had the opportunity of interacting with the students who are being given training from the IIMs of Lucknow and Udaipur. All the students are extremely happy, and I'm sure this tradition will continue even with regard to the IIT Patna. My only request is, as we go along, we need to be providing a lot of data to students, and we have the bandwidth. I'm sure the IIT Patna and other prestigious institutions would have the bandwidth in terms of your reach, in terms of your prestige and access to be able to provide this data, number one. Number two, a number of state government departments like the labor, employment, then IT, health, education, I'm sure would be major providers of this data. So probably we need to structure this data, gather it, and see how much of this data can be made use of by those who are trained by us. There's nothing like the saying, the proof of the pudding is in its eating. So as we train these youngsters, I'm sure we'll be able to provide a lot of hand-holding by gathering this data and providing them the opportunities that are available for them in future. So I'm sure this will be a very exciting journey for all of us in working together. We look forward to a lot of collaboration and cooperation from very prestigious institutions like the Moonpreneur and IIT Patna. I wish that the program becomes as successful as the earlier programs conducted by Moonpreneur. Thank you very much for making me part of this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful words. Our next guest is someone who has been with us since the beginning. The common thread that binds us together is our shared commitment to striving our excellence in education. Now, I would like to invite Ken Burke, the CEO of 2 e-learning companies, Entrepreneur Now, Network and Microcasting Network. Over to you, Ken.
Oh, thanks, Riti. Hello, everyone. And it's great to be here. Thank you so much. I'm excited. I'm coming to you from the Silicon Valley here in San Francisco and to this morning. It's actually early this morning. I'm going to talk about developing an entrepreneurial mindset. Mr. Alok told us earlier that mindset is the most important thing. And that's what I teach here at Moonpreneur as well. I teach students a whole assortment of different things. But one of the things is entrepreneurial mindset. I caught the entrepreneurial bug early in life. I'm a serial entrepreneur and founded a company called Market Live that did over $2 billion a year in online sales for our customers. And as Alok said earlier, I have 2 companies right now in the e-learning space as well. And boy, I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. And Mr. Day, who said, be a creator, that really resonated with me as well. Even hearing it today from him, it's something that I always remember and I loved. I thought that was one of the best pieces of advice. And I want you to be a creator as well and an entrepreneur. In fact, 67% of the people worldwide are an entrepreneur in some form. You can be a solopreneur where you're running and operating just one organization, an individual organization where you're the solopreneur, or you can have a company of 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 people. It can be anywhere within the spectrum, and you're still an entrepreneur. It just means that you're in business for yourself and you're creating the future. You're creating something out there that is providing services that other people also, or products that other people can then move forward as well, because it's all about building blocks and building blocks. So we see entrepreneurs everywhere. Now, I believe that the entrepreneurial mindset, one of my favorite topics, an entrepreneurial mindset and skills are required for most professions going forward. So whether you are an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur today or something in the future, and maybe that you do go and start off your career working for someone else, you still need those entrepreneurial skills and that entrepreneurial mindset. So for whatever you do in your life, From this point forward, you need these skills. Now, because I'm an instructor, I want to instruct today. So I want to share with you a couple of things. One is what I call my ingredients for a successful entrepreneur. These are some of the things that you're going to learn within this program, but I want to share with you just a highlight today. So take note, because these are the things that I found are ingredients for a successful entrepreneur. First of all, you got to be passionate. So I know that you're all passionate out there, but I want people to see your passion, like the passion that you would have when you're interacting with friends or family. I want to see that passion as an entrepreneur for you always out there, because passion is infectious. And when you're an entrepreneur doing a new idea, when you have a new concept, that is what gets people engaged. That's what hooks people into you. As you can see, I'm very passionate in the way that I'm speaking to you today. Now, you don't need to be crazy like me and waving your arms around and talking fast, but a little bit of energy in your voice, talking from your gut, up through your throat, out through your mouth. I know you're saying, what does he mean? But it comes from your heart. That's your gut, your heart, and out through your mouth. I want them to feel the words that you talk about. That is a secret. Anytime you're presenting or in front of somebody talking about your idea, I don't care if it's one person or 1,000 people, you are on stage. So the secret ingredient to entrepreneurship is be passionate, but show your passion. It's infectious. Be mission driven. What do I mean by that? I got to tell you, it's not about money. Money is a byproduct of what you'll get from this entrepreneurial journey. Yes, there are a lot of people that make a lot of money in this particular area of entrepreneurship. But be mission driven means have a mission beyond money. Be doing this for something else, changing the world, making an impact. Whatever it is for you, having a social impact or a physical impact or whatever it might be, that's going to be, or just changing people's lives in whatever you're creating, whether it be a product or a service, okay? And all of that is entrepreneurial. Whether you're providing a service, just yourself, you're going and you're opening up let's say a little store, or you're building a product. It doesn't matter what you do. You're in service to others. And I know you understand that here. Trust your gut. You know more than anyone about your business. It's your business. You're creating it. So while I want you to take feedback, I want you to take in what resonates with you, what makes sense for you, and then ingest that into your gut and mix it around with everything you know and things that don't resonate, because you're not going to get, it's not all the time that somebody gives you a piece of advice or guidance or direction, that it's good advice, guidance, or direction. I want to make sure that you trust what's inside of you. Don't always just rely on what everybody else thinks, because a lot of people won't understand your business right out of the gate, or they may not have a need for your product or service. That doesn't mean that it's not a good product or service. It just means you might be talking to the wrong people. So trust your gut and take feedback, but also trust yourself. Work hard. Oh, if you think that entrepreneurism is easy and you're not going to have to work very hard, you just work a couple hours a day. Yeah, that's not the case. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 12 and running businesses ever since. And, the days are long and the weekends and the time is hard, even after you've made the successes. As the esteemed people that have already spoken before me, they're all extremely successful and they're all working harder than ever, because entrepreneurism is in your blood and you want to do it. So it's not an easy life, but it's a wonderful life as well. Embrace blind optimism. What I mean by that is always be optimistic. An entrepreneur needs to be optimistic. And when I say blind optimism, sometimes I don't mean put blinders on. I mean blind optimism in that pessimists don't make good entrepreneurs. Let's just say that. And so sometimes you have to break through barriers, break through your own fears. Which, by the way, is a very big thing in entrepreneurism. And by doing that, you have to have that optimism. Always be learning every day. Be reading a book. Be watching an e-learning session. Be scrolling through Instagram or TikTok to learn. Yes, you learn a lot through that, right? Learn, not necessarily communicate with your friends, although that could be learning too. Talk to people, network, get people getting feedback, ask questions. Be curious. That's how entrepreneurs do not make, and the next one, be humble, right? And I want to say that because entrepreneurs don't really, it's very hard to be an entrepreneur if you're egotistical or ego-driven, as I call it. What I mean by that is that you need to be humble, because there's always somebody chasing your tail. There's always somebody behind you. Even if you start to get a little bit of success, There's somebody coming after you. So be humble. Don't let your ego drive things. Leave it at the door. People don't want to work with ego-driven people. Elon Musk is an ego-driven person. And he's not very pleasant to work for, from what I've heard. And his plant is right down the road for me. But he's very successful. It works for some people, but it's not very pleasant. And then live outside your comfort zone. I want to make sure that you acknowledge the fear, because you're going to run into it. We all do. Acknowledge the fear of starting something or doing something, and then take the risk, break through it. I actually teach a course on breaking through and eliminating fear here in the program as well, or I have in the past anyway. And then I want to wrap up just by a couple of things. This is called my entrepreneurial mindset, or developing an entrepreneurial mindset. Just a couple of minutes on this, because I know I'm a little bit over time this morning here. So be focused. You've got to focus on one thing. Instead of trying to be a generalist, I can give you the best piece of advice I can give you. Be a specialist. People, at least when you start, don't try to conquer the world. Specialize in something. The more you specialize in, the more niche that you control, the more that your message will resonate with people, and that people want to buy and get services from experts. So the more that you're an expert in a particular thing, the better off you are. Then you can expand. We call it in sales, land and expand. Land and expand. Remember that. Your action creates momentum. If you have some fear, if you have something going on in your gut, like I told you earlier, that, oh, do I really want to do this? You've got to take action, whatever it might be. If you're just starting out, you're building your business plan, push to that business plan. Get on Google and find your competitors. Start writing down your ideas, just as you will in this program. Start building out your business plan. And then when you got your business plan, then you start making your prototype or providing your initial service. And then it grows and grows from there. Just take little action and it will move you forward. Master and move on. Basically, that all just means master something before you start trying to do something else. Entrepreneurs have very active minds. We're all a little bit of ADHD. I certainly am, as you can tell from my talk here today, that I want to make sure that you get something right before you move on. And what entrepreneurs oftentimes do is they kind of get something going and then they move on to something else and then move on to something else. Don't do that. Master it first, then move on. Become a thought leader in your field. You all now know more about what you do. You know more about what you do than 99% of the human population right now today. You're like, Ken, I'm young. I'm just getting started. But what you're passionate about, you know a lot about. So what I want to make sure is that you're a thought leader, that you start to take your knowledge and share it with other people. That's what a thought leader is. That's what a thought leader does. Just what we're doing here today, right? Share that with other people and educate them. And that starts to elevate your presence. People like to buy from thought leaders and create a big vision that excites people. You want to have a big vision that gets people excited. Now, you're going to execute a focused vision, right? That's what you're going to execute. But you want to talk about a big vision when you're talking out there to the world. Then you narrow it down when you actually go to execute it. And there's a reason for that. We'll get into that. We don't have time for that today. Solve a problem people care about. What we're doing here today in this program and out there in the world overall is you've got to solve a problem, right? Elon Musk, as Mr. Day referenced, is solving a problem of humanity. That's a big problem. You can solve a big problem. You can solve a small problem. Sometimes solving a big problem is more attractive. So think about the problem you're solving, but do it that people care about. Don't solve a problem nobody cares about. I know that sounds strange, but it's true. And I want to teach you to learn to embrace your competition. That means that you want to know everything about what your competition is doing out there, and I want you to embrace them, not run away from them. And finally, my last piece of advice to you is if you get stuck, if you're overwhelmed, if it all seems like this is too much, break it down into small bite-sized pieces. Take whatever the problem that you're dealing with or whatever it is, both an entrepreneur and in life, and just tackle one piece of it and then solve that one piece and move on to the next. All right. I got more great things for you, but I'm out of time. I want to thank you so much. Back to you, Reedy.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Now I would like. Thank you, Ken, for sharing your valuable perspective with us. Next, I have the pleasure of inviting Dr. K. Jhansi Rani. She is the Head and Associate Professor in Public Administration, Principal at Andhra Mahila Sabha Arts Science College for Women. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Once again, welcome you all, and thank you very much for this greatest opportunity for Andhra Mahila Sabha. As our chairperson, Sir Chakrapani Garu, has already spoken about our college, and he has given very good inputs about our college. And we are grateful to Dr. Dave Virlapati Garu for providing us with such a great entrepreneurial program for our students. Nearly 200 students have joined this program, and Dave Virlapati Garu and Moonpreneur people have put lot of efforts to encourage students across the nation, and we are proud to say that we are one of them. Thank you very much, sir, for your efforts and support, greatest supports. By all means, you are doing very well with all great people by coordinating each and everyone for making a single student a greatest entrepreneur. And we are there with IIM Lucknow and also Udaipur and IIT Patna now. From our side, Dr. Y. Vasundhara, Head Department of Political Science, is coordinating this IIT Patna, and also mentors are identified. Students are already enrolled in this group, and we are working on daily basis to make the students to do their own assignments given by such an esteemed and expertise team who are making this program a very successful one with a futuristic perspective to make a very common student to become greatest entrepreneurs. The course is such designed and that innovative ideas and also analytical thinking of the students is taken out every day by making them to participate in each and every assignment. With these words, I thank you once again, all the team of Lucknow, Udaipur, and also now IIT Patna for collaborating with us and also making us part of this greatest entrepreneur development program, especially ELDP. The name given by you is that, and we are very much interested in having all our students to participate in such programs. If Dave Virlapati Garu is extending this program further, and also our students are interested in joining this group by participating every day, and apart from their regular studies, they are keen on completing their assignments and also related to personality development, soft skills, and also entrepreneurship, innovative ideas and other things. Thank you very much.
Quarter 200.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity, and all the very best for other mentors and also students from IIT Patna. Thank you, Moonpreneur, once again. Thank you, the organizers, and thank you everyone behind the curtains making this program to reach each and every student by using artificial intelligence and also communication technology. Thank you. Thank you, Chakrapani sir, for giving this opportunity to our college. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the praising words. This is the wisdom and knowledge that you have shared with us. Now, I would like to invite Joseph Paul. He is the General Manager, Incubation Centre, IIT Patna. Over to you, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you, Riti. I hope I'm audible. Okay.
Yes, sir, you are.
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. And I would like to especially thank Mr. Dave for his support and for Moonpreneur for coming along and helping us organize this and also for leading the sessions. I also would like to thank the participants, the students, as well as the startups. So this group who is attending this training is 50% entrepreneurs who are already started their work at various stages of their entrepreneurial journey. And the other half is students who are trying to understand what this is all about. So it's a good, interesting mix because I feel that both groups can learn from each other. At the same time, my request to the entrepreneurs who are already on their business is to just follow the program because we sometimes need to benchmark ourselves and organize ourselves with respect to what we are trying to do. And this program provides you a structure to do that. So we know how to, many of you might already be knowing how to create a basic business plan. You would have already been done parts of it. But, an entrepreneur does a lot of things. He has to run around, do his compliances, do his product development, do the market study, try to fundraise. So in the chaos of things, sometimes we lose track, and we sometimes doesn't get to organize ourselves. So my request to all these startups who are in this session is to use this as a structured, as a program that will help you to structure. Follow, it's one topic a week. So follow the topic, work on your own business with respect to the topic. And in the mentorship sessions that will follow, we probably need to come out and discuss what special issues that you're facing, or what particular problems that you would like to solve. So use this as a mechanism to structure yourselves and your business over the next 3 months' time. So that is my request to these startups. My request to the students is to pick up the basics, follow the patterns, understand, listen to the entrepreneurs who are already there and the speakers. So it's going to be a very good learning experience for you, because in many training programs, we get a homogeneous crowd. We either get all students or we get all startups. So this is a mixed crowd, which is more beneficial to the students, I would say, because you also get to hear from the other guys in your mentorship sessions, and that will give you a lot of insights because they are all on the ground. The third point that I would like to emphasize is that I know we don't always get opportunities to work with people across the board. In this program, we see people, experienced in international scenarios. We see trainers who are in this field. We see, Indians who have both Indian background as well as international exposure. So we get a wide variety of experience and expertise. So we should try to tap the best of it and see how we can apply those learnings to our work. So I wish all the best to all the participants, and I request that we don't miss any session, because the whole value is in its structure and following the structure in a very systematic way. And we apply those learnings to our business today, which will help us to come out with a much robust pitch, not only to the investor, but also to our customers and to ourselves. So that is my wish for this program, and that is my expectation from the participants also. So from our side, IIT Patna side, we will try to do our best to support you. And we also would like to provide you, if some of the entrepreneurs will not need it, but if some of the others needs it, we will see what we can do with respect to providing you exposure to our work here, which is specifically focused on electronic devices, and also handhold you in your product development. And we have some funding opportunities also, follow-on funding opportunities, which we can expose you to. And if your ideas are good, if your business plans are suitable, then we can also consider you for such opportunities. And even otherwise, we are happy to be connected, because in Patna, we do quite a bit of community engagement and activities to develop competencies of the aspiring as well as on the ground entrepreneurs. So in that capacity, we will definitely be willing to engage with you on an ongoing basis also. So once again, thank you for the support that we are receiving from Moonpreneur, and a special thanks to Mr. Dev for stepping in and hand-holding these people. We are grateful for your kind support, sir. So thanks a lot. I conclude with that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So friends, now it's time to field your question and satisfy you with our answers. I am throwing open this forum for question and answers. You can ask anything related to this particular program. Friends, if you have got any questions, please feel free to ask. You can either type your question in chat box also. And language is not a barrier. If any person who is comfortable asking questions in Hindi, the person is more than welcome to ask the question. Sir, we have one question in a chat. This is regarding the incubation support. Hi, sir, it is only for electronics and IT sector. Joseph, sir, can you please take this?
Okay. So our center is having a primary focus of electronics and information technology. I mean, not information technology, we would say it is electronics hardware. But we also support other startups. It's not that we will only support electronics and IT startups. We have, Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, which is a sector agnostic scheme. So we can cater to other people also under that scheme. There are, NITI EIR scheme, which is a Department of Science and Technology funded scheme, which is again a sector agnostic scheme. So there are opportunities for us to support other entrepreneurs as well. But we don't support everyone who comes across because we also need to give them some value. So we try to engage with those startups with whom we can provide much value. And electronic sector is one such sector where we can really add value to them because of our labs and our other experiences. But we are open to any technology based business, which is having some technology depth, I would say.
Hi sir, this is Raga Shailaja from Hyderabad. This question asked by me only. Sir, is it for food sector also? Otherwise, it is not included that.
Food, from sector perspective, we have nothing against food sector, but we would like to know more about what you want to do in food sector.
Yeah, so let me add to it. So I think just to clarify for everyone, the specific program that we are launching today, for which the session 0 is happening, that is totally sector agnostic. So all the EDPI program that's going to run for 12 weeks and all the details and the layout that you got, that is totally sector agnostic. I think what Mr. Joseph is trying to say is after finishing this bootcamp program, if you want to go and incubate at IIT Patna, there are some specific focuses where you will benefit more in that incubation. But for this program, all sectors are welcome.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes. That is what I was trying to say.
Thank you. I am ready to put first.
Thank you for the questions. We have one question from Sonal Agarwal. Please share the week-by-week flow of the program. Shailesh, sir.
Yeah, I think the week-by-week flow of the program, if you haven't already gotten the emails, you will be getting it from Riti and team. So every week you will be having one session, and then there will be mentoring sessions. So Riti, has the flow been shared with the participants or yet to be shared?
No, it's yet to be shared. We will be sharing it and updating it in LMS also.
Yeah, so you will be getting it in the email as well as when you get your email ID and the user ID and password for LMS, you will be able to see the whole schedule there as well.
So maybe we can also let them a time frame by which it will be shared.
Yeah, Riti?
It will be shared basically by tomorrow evening.
Okay.
We'll try to do it early, but maximum possible time.
Right.
So we have one more question from Geeta Kumari. What are the benefits for mentors who are going to guide the student in this particular program?
Okay, let me take that. I think the benefits from the mentors is the sense of contribution and giving that you're going to support your specific students with. In addition to that, you will be becoming a part of the network of mentors, both in India as well as in the US, and you can use that network to as best to the effect as you can. Anything you can extract out of that network is up to you. But yeah, mentoring is more of an activity that is where all the participants need some support and guidance during this. That's where mentoring comes in. So it's those are the kind of the benefits I would say. It's the getting your teams, hand-holding your teams and getting them in the right direction, and then connecting with the other mentors that are supporting other teams, both in India as well as from the US.
Mr. Sailesh, this is Chakrapani here. I would also suggest that we have a couple of very high structured sessions with the mentors from the Moonpreneur and from the IIT Patna. You see, I think there is still some lack of clarity on the part of mentors' role. They are all teachers. They may not be exposed to the entrepreneurial sessions or abilities earlier. So
Correct.
I think
Correct. You're right.
highly structured sessions for the mentors, number one. Number two, the manner in which these mentors should periodically be also reviewed by the Moonpreneur or the IIT Patna, I think also needs to be spelled out, because we would certainly like to have the benefit of your advice as to whether the mentors have been able to discharge their roles effectively or not.
Absolutely. I think what you are referring, Chakrapani sir, when you say mentors, you're probably referring to the mentors from AMS. Is that
that's
correct?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
so when we think of mentors, we think of the whole community.
No, I'm talking of the mentors from AMS.
Absolutely. I think there's every time when we set this up, Moonpreneur mentors are always paired with the new mentors who are coming into the program. So that will always happen. And yes, the session with the mentors just to align them with the program as well as set up the guidelines and the guiding principles will be done.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, there's one question from Santosh Kumar. Can we have the list of mentors in advance?
You will be getting, when Riti shares the schedule with you, as soon as the mentors gets assigned to the teams, each team will know who their mentor is. And that view will also be available in LMS, right, Riti?
Yes, sir. I think so. We have got no more questions. Student, if you have got any more questions, please feel free to ask.
And also, I know at the spur of the moment, the questions may not come up, but if there are questions that you have after the session also, Riti, can you share the email with all the participants where they can send their questions in case some questions come up after the session?
Sir, I'm typing it in the chat box. Also, everyone is part of the WhatsApp group. These people can also reach out to us in the WhatsApp group. Sir, I have participants, if you have got any questions regarding anything, you can reach out to us at the email ID, which I have shared right now. I think so. This brings to the end of our session.
Thank you, everyone.
There are a few questions about some schemes, which we will answer later, I would say, because scheme-related information during the course of the program, we will provide it to everyone, including the requirements of each scheme. So they can assess whether they're fit for a particular scheme and then apply correspondingly. So that we will take up separately, in my opinion.
Wonderful. Then I know we probably have already run late, but thank you everyone for joining this session. And it's great to engage with all of you. And we are so excited and looking forward to getting this program up and running.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for joining. The first session is scheduled for 14th of August, 7 p.m. IST. Don't forget to log in. And the first session will be on where do ideas come from? Idea generation. Thank you all. Rest, please request everyone to put their questions in the email ID, which we have shared.
Thank you.
Thank you.